And this is my hallucination. We're going to have a conversation, which means you're going to talk to me. All right. Now, here are the four things that I want to talk to you about. I'm just going to read the four things to you. Then we're going to go back and we're going to talk about these in depth. Number one, in a hypercritical, cynical world known for what it's against, you and I, this community, this market center, this company, let's be a group of people known for who and what we are for. Number two, I am for the growth of our people. Growth for me is non-negotiable. Healthy things grow, unhealthy things die. There is no neutral. You are either growing or you are dying. What's good for people is good for business. Number three, it is no longer enough to be the best company in the world. It's about being the best company for the world. Two questions that I want you to answer. What are we known for? What do we want to be known for? And then number four, what causes a business to grow? All right, now, let's go back. Give me just a second. I will find my spot. Okay, let's go back and have a conversation. Point by point. I want you to talk to me, guys. In a hypercritical, cynical world known for what it's against, let's be a group of people known for who and what we are for. What does that mean to you? What are you hearing? Give me an example of being for people. By the way, I gave you an example during gratitude. See if anybody can pick it up. I did it on purpose just so I could do this. What are you hearing? Let's be a group of people who are for, that are known for being for others versus being a group that is against everything. Diane.
Well, I mean, during gratitude, you were talking about the Miami Dolphins. And so just as a perfect example, you were extending yourself saying, you know, I may love the Buccaneers. I may be all about the Buccaneers. I live, breathe, eat, and sleep the Buccaneers.
All true.
But
I live in South Florida.
But I am going to extend myself to know that there's still humans on the other side of that coin that still walk the same road I do, and I'm going to respect what they do. And also include them because I don't want to burn any bridges, because you never know when that Dolphin's going to become a Buccaneer.
Be known, 100%, you nailed it. And I just want to add, be someone who is for the community, right? Define the community. Well, I live in South Florida. We have more Dolphin fans than we do Buccaneer fans. So I could be a Buccaneer fan all day long. And I live in South Florida. It is good business for me and just being a good person to celebrate the success of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, Michael Topo is looking right at me and I know he's a Dolphins fan and I'm happy for my friend. I truly am.
John, they're 5-7. Let's not get too happy.
Oh my God.
Celebrate one win at a time. Page 71 of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Think progress.
It's just typical Dolphins, though.
I'm more for your team than you are.
So funny.
All right, that's a different day. But we'll cover that later. What else are you hearing, guys? Give me an example for you. I'm just going to repeat what I said, and I want you to think, what does this say to me? What am I hearing? What is an example for me in my life? What is an example for me in business? In a hypercritical, cynical world known for what it's against, let's be a group of people known for who and what we are for. Homework assignment. How can you apply that to your real estate business? I'm telling you, this is a magical, powerful question, because when you come up with the answer for that, your customers, the community, will not just be someone you sell to, they'll be someone who is in business with you. Not only are you for them, they are for you. Think Chick-fil-A versus McDonald's. Think of the last time you saw a cell phone commercial that inspired you. The answer to that is never. The only thing they talk about is who's got the lowest rate. Who's sick and tired of hearing that? I am. It's ridiculous. What if they started talking about what they do for the community? Be Domino's. What did Domino's do to be for the community? Who remembers the pothole initiative? Domino's actually reached out to the community and they asked people, tell us where there are potholes in and around your home, community, not in your home, in and around your community. Because if we're driving and we're delivering a pizza to you and we hit that pothole, the pizza goes flying. Nobody wants a pizza that's been flipped upside down inside the car. So here's how we're going to fix the problem. We're actually going to come to the community and we're going to fix these potholes.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Be Domino's. Now, they could have talked about why their pizza is better than Papa John's. That's the other one, right? They could have talked about why their pizza was better than Papa John's. They could have talked price, but instead they went out to the community and they started fixing potholes. Marcia.
I think, John, essentially, we're in an environment where being unselfish is cool. We have to think about the other person. If we're unselfish, we're taking care of the other person. And guess what? Eventually, business is going to take care of us. It's going to come our way. It's all about being unselfish and trying to put the other person first, our clients, our community. Just it's not me. Me is not cool. It's not. It's, just being unselfish, thinking about the next person, putting them first.
Oh, 100%. I'll give all of you an idea now. There's, I don't know, probably 15 on Zoom. That's what we usually have, 13, and 5 in the room. This is our end of the year crowd, by the way. So group, better word. So I am proud of you for being here. Guys, do you want the community to start talking about you? Do you? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Every time you sell a home, pick the school that is in that school district, in that neighborhood, and donate money to that school. Just don't grandstand it. Don't do it for recognition. Do it because it's the right thing to do. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. The Dietz team, every time we closed a house, we donated $100 to Habitat for Humanity. In our best year, we donated $15,000 to Habitat for Humanity. Did the community talk about us?
Sure they did.
Yes, they did. Did it have anything to do with us selling real estate? No, it didn't. We could have sold 150 homes without doing it, but by doing it, we created fans within the community. All right, Hope I made you think. All right, moving on to the next thing. I am for the growth of our people. Growth is non-negotiable. Healthy things grow, unhealthy things die. What's good for people is good for business. What are you hearing? Where do you see this in life? Give me an example of a company that lives this. Give me an example of a church that lives this, or an organization that lives this. Oh, it's quiet because I either asked a really good question or because I asked a really bad question.
No, it's a really good question.
You know what? Here's the other thing. It's quiet because this doesn't happen. There's not a lot of examples of this.
Well, I think Quantum Leap does that.
Okay. Quantum Leap is 100% about the growth of the people. I mean, Gary Keller wrote Quantum Leap as a legacy for John. John is his son. And we're benefiting from that. Keller Williams University is the foundation of Keller Williams University, which is, of course, Keller Williams Realty's training company. And Quantum Leap is all about the growth of the people. So it's a great example. Adriana, talk to me.
When you talk about growth and ungrowth, I thought in loyalty. Immediately came up in my mind that word.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this is simplify these two words.
Mm-hmm. Loyalty is huge.
Yes.
Loyalty is huge. Guys, when you're for your people will not leave for a better deal. They won't. When you are for your people, you're building community. People join, they get into business with you because of what you offer. They stay because of the community.
I think are we still on number 2, growth of the people?
Keep it going.
I think the Bill Gates organization,
Mm-hmm.
you know what they do for education and for years.
When John Maxwell, I agree 100%, Bill Gates is a great example. So when John Maxwell was working in San Diego, California, and he made a decision to move his company to Atlanta, Georgia. Well, some of you are too young to remember this. But when John Maxwell made that decision to move his company to Atlanta, Georgia, he shared with everybody in the company why he was doing that and what his vision was. And he hoped that a few people would make a decision to go with him. Everyone did. Everyone did. Sold their homes, uprooted their families, and moved across the country to Atlanta, Georgia, to be in business with John Maxwell. When you are for the people, people are for you. Do you think the employees of the John Maxwell Company are for John Maxwell? Say yes. Okay, moving on to number 3. It is no longer enough to be the best company in the world. It's about being the best company for the world. What are you hearing?
Oh,
Give me an example. You know how the questions are going to be now.
I mean, it's obvious, KW, because it's not only about being the largest real estate company in the world, but what is it that we do to not only take care of the people who are not even employees, but independent consultants by providing them with the tools, the training, and the resources to succeed in their own businesses. But it's also putting a lot of focus on its nonprofit to help young people starting at age 15 to learn more about what the opportunities are for their life when they never knew that there was those opportunities. So that's for the people.
Love it.
Yeah.
What could you do in your business such that if you decided to close your business, the community would protest the closing of your business? Would they even know? If we decided to close this office, would the community of Coral Springs even know that we did that? What could we do as an organization such that the community would protest? In other words, we can't have that happen. That's not okay. What causes a business to grow? I'm going to give you 3 answers to that question, and then we're going to wrap it up. Here's what causes a business to grow. Number 1, when our focus is on growing people, people grow the business. When our focus is on growing people, people grow the business. I hope you're paying attention, because I hope you guys are connecting dots and you see that this is information that is coming to you from a book that I've been reading for quite a while now. And I am very intentional. I'm also a student, and I study and I implement what I study. I am for my people. I am for your growth. My focus is on you. It's not on the company. It's not on the bottom line. It is on growing people. When our focus is on growing people, people grow the business. When we think more, number 2, what causes a business to grow? When we think more about how the business can help and serve people, the more people we will eventually help and serve. When we think more about how the business can help and serve people, the more people we will eventually help and serve. Change the way you look at things you look at change. Change, go from how can I get more listings? How can I work with more buyers to how can I help more people? How can I serve more people? What does that look like? All right, what causes a business to grow? Number 3, when we think more about the customer than we do the business. It is the best way we can think about the business. When we are thinking about our customers, we are thinking about the business. All right. What did you guys hear today? Was it a good call? Did you get value?
Thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking. Cool.
John, someone in the chat asked, what book are you reading?
These are notes. It's my journal, which, by the way, was a gift from Clarissa and Aaron. Thank you, guys. Aaron's looking at his mother like, we bought John that? I didn't even know. Although I will tell you a lot of the information that I'm sharing with you is coming from FOR, F-O-R, by Jeff Henderson.
Which they're all out on the Amazon.
Yeah, the only book I've ever ordered on Kindle because you can't get a hard copy of the book. So
Try Barnes.
That's a good idea.
give me a couple of ahas, guys, before we break.
Well, I heard from you is that in your role as team leader, you're not focusing on the bottom line, which is important, but you're more focused on the people within the organization, growing them. And when you shift your focus, you'll still end up with the results that you want, but you're focusing on the people, not the bottom line.
Easy to say, hard to do, right? So at Keller Williams, we have 100%, you're right, Clarissa. And at Keller Williams, we have a process called where at the end of every month, we close the books. We transmit. And every month we run a profit and loss statement, just like a business should do. Every month we know exactly how much profit we're making. We know all the metrics of business. And we've changed our model here at Keller Williams Coral Springs. And because of that, we're going through a rebuild, and we're on a journey with a destination that is assured. Now, it's not all, what does James Shaw say? It's not all rainbows and unicorns. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Sometimes we're out to sea, we're captaining the ship, and we are in really rough seas, right? And you know that a captain cannot see port, the destination, for 99% of the journey. For 99% of the journey, they have to trust, they have to have faith in the systems and the tools that they're using to go from where they are to where they want to be. It's no different to be a business owner. You go through some rough seas. Now, if I am focused on the people and not the business, then every day is a great day. I've never had a bad day, because regardless of rough seas or calm seas, regardless of great months or not so good months, I can always show up and be for you.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Eddie.
Yes, my takeaway from this is, when our focus is on growing people, people grow your business. So that's right, because you should be focusing on how can I help more people, and how can I improve the qualities of their life. So that's my takeaway from this.
Love it. I love that. So I'll close with a story. There's this husband and wife that were in Houston, Texas. This is going back maybe 5 years. Big hurricane came through Houston. I forget the name of the hurricane, but there was massive flooding going on, and people were fleeing for their lives, right? And this couple reached out to, I wish I could remember their names. They reached out for help. They called 911. They called the local police department. They called the local fire department. They tried everything they could think of, right? And nothing was working. So they called Chick-fil-A, and they ordered 2 chicken sandwiches, 2 orders of French fries, and a boat. True story.
They got it.
And the manager got on the phone and said, "Where are you?" And they said, they gave him the answer, the address. "This is where we're at." And the manager said, "We have a boat. We're on our way. We'll be there to get you. You're going to have to wait for the chicken sandwiches and French fries, though."
That's hysterical. That's great. That's a great story. Wow.
Now, one of the things that stops us for doing things like that, guys, pay attention, is I promise you someone here inside their mind was thinking, "That's an amazing story, John, but I can't do that for everyone. There's too many people." And write this down. Do for one what you would like to do for everyone. Do for one what you would like to do for everyone. Now, to this couple, do you think they are for Chick-fil-A? The answer would be yes. Now, is what Chick-fil-A did, does it have anything to do with selling chicken sandwiches? No, absolutely nothing. If they didn't do it, would they sell fewer chicken sandwiches in the next 12 months? No. But they did for one what they would have liked to do for everyone. What if we lived our life that way? What if you ran your business that way? When I was brand new to real estate, and I'm pointing out that I was brand new to real estate because I'm not sure I would have done this in year 15, but I did it in year 1. I listed an older couple's home, and they were older. I'm old. They were older. And let's just say that landscaping was not great, and they did not have the money, the resources, or the ability to get out in the yard and make that landscaping beautiful. So I went home and had a conversation with Colin. Colin was probably about 10 years old at the time. And I said, we're going to go to Home Depot. We're going to buy flowers. We're going to buy plants. We're going to buy mulch. And we're going to go fix up these people's front yard. Now, a 10-year-old thought that was the coolest thing on earth. He never stopped for a moment and said, Dad, why are we doing this? It was normal for him. All right, I hope I gave you guys some things to think about today. That was my goal. If I did, then success. And I hope you got value. Hope you got your money's worth. Don't forget it was free. Michael Topo, I gotta ask you, Jerry Maguire, what were we talking about? Okay, Michael's gone. The rest of the day, I'm going to be wondering what the heck is what's he talking about? You know, I'm going to be calling him and asking him that. Okay, time to get to work. What is work? Make 20 care call conversations today and just ask, how are you doing? What can I do to help? That's work today. That's it. Make 20 have 20 care call conversations today and ask, how are you doing? What can I do to help? By the way, do you have to know the person to do that? Say no. Do you have to be on the phone to do that? No. Can you do that with somebody standing in line at Publix? Yes. Absolutely. How are you doing? What can I do to help? So I'm standing in line at Chipotle. Yes, Chipotle is bad for you. And yes, it's absolutely delicious. And I'm standing in line at Chipotle, and these 2 young men are in front of me. And we've probably been standing in line for maybe 10 minutes. It felt like a half hour, right? I don't like lines. Shocker. And we get all the way up to the front. Nothing anywhere said anything about only no cash today, only taking credit cards. And these 2 young men had been standing in line as long as I had been, because they're in line in front of me, and they get up there and the person greets them without a smile and says, no cash. That was it. 2 words, no cash. They looked at one another, and they looked at the person who was waiting on them, and they said, we don't have a debit card. We don't have credit cards. And the response was, sorry, we're only taking credit cards today. They proceeded to leave. I tapped them on the shoulder and said, what do you want? I got this. Now, that's not about me, guys. Don't hear that. That's not my point. But could you do that?
Sure, absolutely.
Should you do that? Now, I think we have an obligation to do that.
Yeah. That's good. I have done that, John.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. It's being human.
Yes. Marcia, you're my new favorite. And the matter of fact, you might be so much my new favorite that could last a whole 60 minutes. And reach out to 20 people today and ask them, how are you? What can I do for you? Now you're going to hear, I'm fine and nothing. I'm going to give you a response that's going to get an answer. If there was something, what would it be? I'm fine and nothing. By the way, I'm fine. What does that mean? I think it means life sucks and I don't want to talk to you about it. That's what I think it means. Here's another question to ask people. How are you? I'm fine. No, really. How are you?
Sometimes, John, can you hear me? It's Maddie.
Maddie, loud and clear.
Yeah, sometimes I think when people say I'm fine, deep down, they really wish they could talk about something or they want to reach out, but they don't know how, or they're afraid they're going to impose on you.
Well, Maddie, that's why it's important. Thank you for sharing that. That's why it's important to stop and say, no, really,
Yeah.
how are you? And what I'm saying is, this is important. This is not me just passing you in the hall and saying, how are you? I care. I really want to know, how are you?
Exactly.
What can I do for you? If there was one thing that I could do for you, what would it be? Live in that world, regardless of how people treat you. I'm walking Saturday, person coming to me, me going this way, big smile, hello, no response, nothing. Nothing. I was tempted to turn around and follow her and tap her on the shoulder and say, hello, did you hear me?
I'm not invisible.
I would have got arrested, so I didn't do it. All right, everybody, make it a great day.
Thanks, John.
My pleasure.
Thank you.